transport of water. So we have studied about long distance transport of water. Okay, right. Once again, so simple diffusion, simple diffusion and active transport, so which are not suffice for the movement of water, so as well as other substances also. Okay, so simple diffusion and active transport are not suffice for the movement of water. Okay, right. So very important. So because simple diffusion is a slow process. Okay, right. So that is the reason substances as well as water need to move from one part to another part, okay, through a special transport mechanism. Okay, so very important. Special long distance, special long distance transport system is required. Okay, so what is that special long distance transport system? So bulk flow or mass flow. So mass flow system. Okay, so it is a special kind of long distance transport system. Okay, so listen to me carefully. So in a complex plant body, so plant with a complex organization or in tall trees. Okay, very important. Site of production in the plant body, that is leaf. Okay, whereas site of storage site of storage in the plant body, that is root. Okay, site of absorption site of absorption sorry site of storage, that is fruit. Okay, and the site of absorption, that is root. So these are the major parts in the plant body. Okay, so these parts are present quite away from each other. Okay, too far from each other, so at various places. Okay, so that is the reason transportation of water, solutes and other substances move from one part to another part through bulk flow or mass flow system. Okay, right. Write out what is the definition of bulk flow or mass flow system. Write out the movement of water, the movement of water and other substances the movement of water and other substances in the bulk in the bulk bulk or en masse en masse en masse from one point to another point, from one point to another point, according to pressure differences between 2 points, between 2 points. right? So which is very important definition. So what is meant by bulk flow or mass flow system? Okay, listen to me carefully. The movement of water and other substances in bulk or en masse. So en masse. So in the group, in the form of group. Okay, en masse from one point to another point according to pressure differences between 2 points. Okay, so that is bulk flow system or mass flow system, right? Very important. So diffusion differs from bulk flow system by following character. Okay, so diffusion differs from bulk flow system by following character. So what is that? Write out. In the process of diffusion, molecules move independently. Molecules move independently according to their own concentration gradient. Yes, it is very clear. So diffusion which differs from bulk flow system by this character. Okay, once again, in the process of diffusion, molecules move independently according to their own concentration gradient. But whereas in bulk flow system, all the molecules along with water, so water and other substances can move, okay, combinedly, right? So that is bulk flow system. Actually మీరు bulk flow system ను ఒక flowing river తో కంపేర్ చేయొచ్చు నాన్న. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ మనం flowing river, so flowing water in the river, okay, so where along with water several materials also move along with water, so like flowing river. మీరు బల్క్ ఫ్లో సిస్టమ్ ను ఫ్లోయింగ్ రివర్ తో కంపేర్ చేయండి. అంటే ఒక ఫ్లోయింగ్ రివర్ లో వాటర్ తో పాటు అదర్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ ఎలా మూవ్ అవుతుంటాయో, లైక్ దట్ అలాంగ్ విత్ వాటర్ అదర్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ ఆల్సో మూవ్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ డైరెక్షన్ అలాంగ్ విత్ వాటర్. ఓకే, దట్స్ వై విచ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ as బల్క్ ఫ్లో ఆర్ మాస్ ఫ్లో అంటారు, మాస్ ఫ్లో సిస్టమ్. ఓకే, రైట్. సో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నెక్స్ట్, రైట్ డౌన్. బల్క్ ఫ్లో or mass flow can be achieved. Bulk flow or mass flow can be achieved through positive hydrostatic pressure. Positive hydrostatic pressure. Positive hydrostatic pressure. Okay, positive hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so comparatively it looks like garden hose pipe. So garden hose pipe అంటే ఒక పైప్ తో కంపేర్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా? సో నథింగ్ బట్ లిసన్ టు మీ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద xylem vessel or sieve tube elements. Xylem vessel or sieve tube element in the phloem. Okay, it is a tube-like structure, right? So these are the substances present. Okay, right. So positive hydrostatic pressure, when water enters into the tube, it exerts pressure on the solution, then entire solution moves. in forward direction. Okay, just like it is a pushing force. It is a pushing force. పాజిటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ అనేది ఒక పుషింగ్ ఫోర్స్ గా చెప్పండి మీరు. ఓకేనా, కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ నోట్ చేసుకోండి. పాజిటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ నథింగ్ బట్ పుషింగ్ ఫోర్స్. Pushing force. Okay, so when water enters the tube, okay, it exerts pressure on the solution, then entire solution moves in forward direction, just like garden hose pipe. జనగా మనం ఒక పైప్ లేకి వాటర్ ఏ విధంగా పంప్ చేస్తామో ఆ విధంగా మొత్తం సొల్యూషన్ మూవ్ అవుతుంది. సో బల్క్ ఫ్లో ఆర్ మాస్ ఫ్లో. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ పాజిటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్. ఓకే, or write down. So bulk flow can be achieved through negative. So negative hydrostatic pressure. Negative hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so negative hydrostatic pressure, nothing but pulling force. So pulling force. Pulling force. Okay, so that means, listen to me carefully. Again, this is the Jaylam vessel or phloem sieve tube. Okay, right. So now suction through a straw. Write down. Just like suction through a straw. Through a straw. Through a straw. Suction through a straw. Okay. ఇప్పుడు జనరల్గా మనం చూడండి, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్, నాట్ పుషింగ్ ఫోర్స్, దిస్ ఈస్ ద పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు జనరల్గా మనం కూల్ డ్రింక్స్ తాగేటప్పుడు స్ట్రా యూజ్ చేస్తాం కదా, సో పైకి పిలుస్తాం కదా. ఓకే, సక్షన్ త్రూ ఏ స్ట్రా. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ negative hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so when water eliminates from the tube, a tension is created. That's why entire solution moves in forward direction, but which is not pushing force. This is pulling force. Okay, అయితే పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ను మీరు నెగిటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ అని చెప్పండి, పుషింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ను పాజిటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ గా మెన్షన్ చేయండి. ఓకేనా, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్, రైట్. సో ఫైనలీ దిస్ ఇస్ ద కన్క్లూజన్. Mass flow or bulk flow can be achieved, okay, either through positive hydrostatic pressure or negative hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so positive hydrostatic pressure like garden hose pipe. Okay, negative hydrostatic pressure like suction through straw. Suction through straw. Okay, right. So this is the information about bulk flow or mass flow. Okay, so come to next one. Yes, it is very essential to understand bulk flow system in the plant body. I mean through xylem and phloem. Okay, before that, the basic knowledge about the internal structure of transverse section of root, transverse section of stem, and transverse section of leaf is compulsory. Okay, right. Listen to me. So now we are discussing about transverse section of root. It may be dicot root or monocot root. Okay, so which is very essential to understand the movement of water and molecules, okay, in the plant body through phloem and xylem. Yes, in brief, listen to me carefully. In the view of transverse section of the root, we already studied about the internal structures in the first year syllabus, right? So this is the outermost layer, so nothing but epidermis in the root. Outermost layer is called as epidermis. Okay, but very important, at certain places some epidermal cells protrude and forms hair-like structures. So hair-like structures. Okay, right. So these hair-like structures are called as root hair. Root hair. Okay, so very important. So root hair involves in the absorption of water and salts. So minerals. So water and salts. Okay, right. So come to cortex. So this is the cortical region. Okay, very very important. Innermost layer of the cortex. So nothing but endodermis. So this is the endodermal layer. Endodermal layer. Okay, tell me, is there any specification in the endodermis? Yes, at certain places, okay, some endodermal cells are without Casparian thickenings. Casparian thickenings. Okay, so these cells are called passage cells. So these are passage cells. Right. So passage cell. So remaining cells. So these are the remaining cells. So remaining cells are having Casparian thickenings. Casparian thickenings. So cell walls are much thickened due to the deposition of suberin and pectin. Okay. So suberin and pectin. Tell me. So name the cell which is without Casparian stripe in the endodermis is passage cell. Passage cell. Okay, which are divided of Casparian stripes. Which are divided of Casparian stripes. Right. Listen to me. So in between epidermis and endodermis. So these are the cortical cells. Cortical cells. Listen to me carefully. So this is the cortex. So cells are parenchymatous. So these are thin-walled cells. Okay, very very important. Cells are loosely packed. Cells are loosely packed. Right. So this is the cortex region. So innermost layer of the cortex is called as endodermis. Okay, right. Listen to me carefully. These are intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces. So intercellular spaces. Okay, right. Next, so endodermis is followed by pericycle. So this is the pericycle. Okay, so which is present next to the endodermis. Okay, right. So inside the pericycle, this is the stellar part. So pericycle is the outermost layer of the stele, right? So this is xylem. Xylem strand. So these are xylem vessels. Xylem vessels. Okay, right? So these are phloem. So this is the phloem tissue. Okay, tell me. So which type of vascular bundles are present in the root? We have already studied in the first year syllabus. Radial vascular bundles or separate vascular bundles are present. Radial or separate vascular bundles are present. Okay, right. So in case of monocot root, medulla is wider, whereas in dicot root, medulla is narrow or scanty. Little, very little. Okay, so this is the internal structure. Right, listen to me carefully. At the time of, so when root absorbs water with the help of root hair, so then water enters the root hair, then water moves through the cortex. Okay, finally it reaches the xylem. So this is lateral conduction. So lateral conduction. So root hair, it absorbs water from the soil. Very, very important. So root hair, it absorbs water through osmosis. Osmosis, which is totally diffusion. Okay, osmosis also a kind of diffusion. Okay, so then water moves through the cortex and reaches the steel and enters the xylem. Okay, first listen to me. So water enters the primary xylem. Then, so this is the protoxylem. This is the metaxylem. So metaxylem. Okay, right. Followed by vertical conduction of water is takes place in the plant body. Vertical conduction. ముందు వాటర్ ఇలా రూట్ హెయిర్ నుంచి కార్టెక్స్ వరకు మూవ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, దెన్ విచ్ మూవ్స్ ఇన్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ త్రూ ద జైలం. Yes, so this is the brief account about the internal structure of root. So come to stem. Right. So this is the transfer section of the dicot stem. So outermost layer is epidermis again. Okay, this is the innermost layer of the cortex is known as endodermis. Okay, so this is the general cortex. Okay, tell me, uppermost layer of the general cortex which is present below the epidermis is called as hypodermis. Hypodermis is present below the epidermis. So below the epidermis, hypodermis is present. Is there any difference between dicot stem and monocot stem with reference to hypodermis? Yes, it is very clear. In dicot stem, hypodermis is made up of parenchyma, whereas in monocot stem, which is made up of sclerenchyma. So in dicot stem, parenchymatous hypodermis, whereas in monocot stem, sclerenchymatous hypodermis is present. Okay, and also in monocot stem, general cortex, endodermis, pericycle, medulla, medullary rays, so all these structures are absent. But these structures are present in dicot stem only. Okay, listen to me. So this is the endodermis followed by stellar portion. This is the stellar portion. Okay, listen to me. So within the stele, these are vascular bundles. So vascular bundles, tell me. So what type of vascular bundles are present in the stele? Conjoint, collateral. So open type of vascular bundles are present in dicot stem. Closed type of vascular bundles are present in monocot stem. Okay, for example, look at this. This is the vascular bundle. Okay, so this is the vascular bundle. Right. Cambium is present in between xylem and phloem. So this is the cambial layer. So cambium. Okay, right. So xylem vessels are present below the cambium towards medulla. Okay, so these are xylem vessels. Right. So above the cambium, this is the phloem. This is the phloem. Anyhow, as the presence of xylem and phloem tissues in the same bundle, conjoint. Okay, right. So whenever xylem and phloem, both the tissues are present on the same radius, then which is said to be collateral. So whenever cambium is present, so this is the cambium. So whenever cambium is present in between xylem and phloem, okay, such vascular bundles are called as open type. Open type. Okay. So usually in dicot stem, this kind of vascular bundles are present. Okay. Tell me, in each vascular bundle, in each vascular bundle, protoxylem is present towards medulla, metaxylem is present towards periphery, outside. So that's why this kind of xylem is called as endark xylem. So endark xylem. It is said to be endark xylem. Okay. So listen to me. Next, so come to the transverse section of the leaf. So this is the basic knowledge of internal structures of root, stem and leaf, which is very so essential to understand the transport of water within the plant body. So not only water, food materials also. Okay, so come to the leaf. So this is the transverse section of the leaf. Okay, it has epidermis on both the sides. Tell me, the epidermis present towards, so on upper side is called as, so this is the adaxial surface. So adaxial, so nothing but upper. Okay, okay, it is also called as dorsal side, dorsal. So come to lower epidermis. So this is the lower epidermis. Okay, listen to me carefully. So which is called as abaxial. So abaxial surface or lower surface or ventral surface. Ventral surface. So ventral surface. Okay, epidermis is present on both the sides. Okay, listen to me. So this is the vascular bundle. So vascular bundle nothing but vein. Vein. Okay, it may be mid vein or lateral vein. Okay, so veins are made up of vascular bundles, right? So this is the vascular bundle. It belongs to mid vein. Okay, right. So xylem is present on upper side. So this is the xylem. So this is the xylem tissue. So these are xylem vessels present towards upper epidermis. Okay, so whereas phloem is present on inner side. So this is the phloem. So in between, chemem is absent. That's why these are closed vascular bundles. Yes, this is the phloem. This is the xylem. Phloem and xylem. Okay, listen to me carefully. So this is the mesophyll tissue. Mesophyll. So generally in dicot leaf, okay, long columnar cells are present towards upper epidermis, is called as polysad parenchyma, okay, which is present in 2 or 3 layers, vertical rows. These are vertical rows, not horizontal. So these are vertical rows. Okay, these are long columnar thin-walled cells, and cells are arranged compactly. Okay, so usually intercellular spaces are absent, right? So towards lower epidermis, irregular parenchymatous cells are present. So irregular shaped, without definite shape. Okay, so these parenchymatous cells, or this tissue is known as spongy parenchyma. So this is the spongy parenchyma. So in spongy parenchyma, cells are arranged loosely. That is the reason intercellular spaces are present. Intercellular spaces are present. Okay, right. So this is the stomata. stomata. So minute pores in the epidermis. Sir, ee concept anta kuda manaku chaala avasaramma. Okay, for example, at the time of transpiration, water eliminates from the mesophyll cells into the cavity which is present in the vicinity of the stomata. So this is the stomata, okay, very near to the stomata. This is the cavity which is called as substomatal cavity. This is the substomatal cavity. Okay na? First water release avutundi ee space leki in the form of vapor. Okay, then water comes out from leaf to surrounding according to water potential gradient. According to water potential gradient, especially in dry atmosphere. Okay, in dry atmosphere, water potential is very less. Okay, so water potential is more in the leaf. So that is the reason water eliminates from leaf to surrounding. Okay, then listen to me. Water enters from xylem to mesophyll cells. Okay, so water enters from xylem to mesophyll cells, then mesophyll cell to atmosphere. Okay, so important concept. Whenever water comes out of the xylem nunchi eppudaithe water bayitiki vastundo edi mesophyll leki, then a tension is created in the xylem vessels. Xylem vessel lo oka tension create avutundi, that is negative force. Okay, then which extends from leaf to stem to root, then root absorbs water from the soil. So that's why transpiration pull, this is the transpiration pull, which is the driving force for the movement of water in taller trees. ఇప్పుడు లాంగ్ ట్రీస్ లో మీరు ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, so this is the stem, this is the root, this is the root hair, this is the leaf. Okay, so when leaf transpires, so ఎప్పుడైతే లీఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పైర్ అవుతుందో అంటే వాటర్ ఎలిమినేట్ అవుతుందో, ఓకే, a negative pressure is created in the xylem vessels of the leaf, and that is tension, nothing but pulling force. Okay, then it extends from leaf to stem, then stem to root. Okay, now root to root hair. Okay, now water potential gradient is established between root hair and soil. ఇప్పుడు soil లో more water ఉంటుంది, root hair లో water పైకి పోతుంది. So that's why low water potential in the root hair. Okay, so that is the reason root hair absorbs water. చూడండి, ఎక్కడో ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ జరిగితే ఇక్కడ రూట్ హెయిర్ అనేది వాటర్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంది. How is it possible? When water eliminates out of the leaf into the surrounding, a tension is created in the xylem vessels of the leaf. Tension, that means pulling force. Okay, so as a result of this, water potential gradient is established between the stem and leaf. Hence water moves from stem to leaf. చూడండి, ఇక్కడ వాటర్ ఎవాపరేట్ అయినప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు లీఫ్ కు స్టెమ్ కు మధ్య వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ గ్రేడియంట్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వాటర్ మూవ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ స్టెమ్ టు లీఫ్. ఎస్, అగైన్ వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ గ్రేడియంట్ ఈస్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ బిట్వీన్ రూట్ అండ్ స్టెమ్. అగైన్, సో దట్స్ వై వాటర్ మూవ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ రూట్ టు స్టెమ్. Again, water potential gradient is established between xylem of the root and root hair. That's why water moves from root hair to xylem. Finally, water potential gradient is established between root hair and soil. So that is the reason water moves from soil to root hair. Okay, right? So finally, మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలంటే కదా చూడమా, అట్మాస్ఫియర్ కు లో వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఉంటుంది. Psi-W is equal to very low in the atmosphere. In the soil, Psi-W is equal to very high. That's why water moves from soil to atmosphere through the plant body, through the blood. Okay na? ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ వచ్చేసి మీకు అసెంట్ ఆఫ్ శాప్ అని నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ ఉంది మనకు సిలబస్ లో, సో అక్కడ నేను డిస్కస్ చేస్తాను. Okay, na? Right. So these are the internal structures. Very, very important to understand the movement of water. Okay, along with the other substances. Okay, right. Let us discuss another topic. How roots absorb water. Okay, so that is the point. Right on. How roots absorb water. It is very clear. Root hair. So with the help of root hair, okay. So with the help of root hair, roots absorb water from the soil. Okay, right. So what is the source of water in the soil? What is the source of water in the soil? Rain. So rain water. So after rain, water reaches the soil. Okay, right. Let us discuss how many types of soil waters can be seen. అన్నప్పుడు మీరు okay, so very very important. Note these 3 points, 3 words: pollard, 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 crisard, crisard, and ecard, ecard. 3 interesting terms. Okay, so pollard, crisard, ecard. Okay, so what is the difference among these 3 words? Come to first one. For example, this is the soil surface. Okay, after rain, the total amount of water in the soil is called as pollard. Write down. Write down definition. Total amount of water, total amount of water present in the soil is called as pollard. So not given in the textbook. Okay, listen to me carefully. Write out. The total amount of the water in the soil is called as pollard. Next, so come to crisard. So after the rain, most of the water reaches the bottom of the soil. So this is the water table. So it enters deeper, penetrates into the soil, but some amount of the water only present in the upper layers of the soil. Okay, right. So the amount of water which is present in the upper layers of the soil is called as crisard. Listen to me carefully. So this is the upper layers of the soil. Okay, so the amount of water which is present in the upper layers of the soil is called as crisard. Write down. The amount of the amount of water present in the upper layers of the soil, in the upper layers of the soil is called as crisard. So come to next one, ecard. Yes, it is very clear definition. So the amount of water which is present in the deeper layers, of the soil. Okay, so in the deeper layers of the soil is called as ecard. Write down. The amount of water, which is present in the deeper layers, in the deeper layers of the soil, in the deeper layers of the soil, is called as echard. Echard. Okay. Now we are able to using equations. This is the correct expression. Pollard is equal to Crissard plus echard. Okay. Pollard is equal to Crissard plus echard, together known as Pollard. So Pollard means the total amount of water present in the soil. Okay, but the amount of water present in the upper layers is called as Crissard, whereas the amount of water present in the deeper layers of the soil is called as echard. Okay, hence Crissard plus echard is equal to Pollard. Okay, or Pollard minus Crissard is equal to, what is that? Echard. Echard. Pollard minus Crissard is called as echard. Okay, or Pollard minus echard is equal to Crissard. Okay, in previous question papers, AAPMT as well as NEET papers, okay, such type of questions are already given. Okay, so previous NEET papers lo gaani, AAPMT papers lo gaani, okay, types of water in the soil. Okay, so number of times kuda questions vachayi, right? Complete cheskondi. Next, listen to me carefully. Now we are discussing about forms of water. So forms of water in the soil. Forms of water in the soil. Now we are discussing about forms of water in the soil. So that means water is present in the soil in how many forms? It can be divided into 4 types. Namely, write down clearly, run away water. So run away water. Second one, hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water. So next one, gravitational water. Gravitational water. So these are also very, very important terms. Okay, and fourth one is capillary water. Capillary water. Capillary water. Yes. Let us discuss one by one. So what is run away water? Listen to me. For example, so this is the hill region. So this is the hill region. Hill. Okay, right? So this is the plant. Okay. So after rain, so the type of water or form of water, it runs away by touching the plant body, and finally it reaches the river or lakes or ponds or ditches. Okay, so now water moves along the slope by touching the plant body. But here plant is unable to absorb this kind of water because it moves very fast. చూడండి, along the slope water moves downwardly, okay, by touching the plant body. That is the reason. So here plant is unable to absorb water. Okay, so this water is called as run away water. Write down definition. So run away water. After rainfall, water moves along the slope by touching the plant body. By touching the plant body. This kind of water is unavailable to the plant. Unavailable to the plant. Right. So come to next one. Hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water. Listen to me. So this is the soil surface. Okay, right? So these are soil particles. So these are the soil particles. Right. So this kind of water is present in the upper layers. In the upper layers of the soil. So listen to me carefully. The space present between soil particles. So these are the spaces. Okay, spaces present between the soil particles is called as pore spaces. Pore spaces. Pore spaces. Just like interstellar space. Okay, but these are pore spaces. Right. So this is the plant body. Right. So this is the root system. Right. So these are lateral roots and root hair. Listen to me carefully. Hygroscopic water means such kind of water is, okay, this kind of water is present in the upper layers. But water is tightly attached, tightly bound to the soil particles due to adhesive force. Okay, so water molecules are tightly bound to the soil particles. That's why this kind of water is also unavailable to the plant. So it is very difficult to observe such water because water is present around the soil particle and tightly bound to the particle. ఇప్పుడు సాయిల్ పార్టికల్ చుట్టూ అటాచ్ అయి ఉంటుందమ్మా వాటర్. సో ఈ వాటర్ ను ప్లాంట్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోలేవు. ఓకేనా? సో దట్ ఈస్ hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water. Right on. This kind of water is present. This kind of water is present in the upper layers. And tightly bound to the soil particles. Tightly bound to the soil particles. Hence, it is also unavailable. It is also unavailable to the plant. Okay, right. So listen to me. Third one, gravitational water. So gravitational water, third one. Yes, after rain. So most of the water reaches water table, which is present very deep, deeper layers. So this is the water table. Okay, very very important. So due to gravitational force, most of the water reaches deeper layers of the soil. It is also unavailable to the plant. It is also unavailable to the plant. Right out. So due to gravitational force, most of the water, most of the water reaches water table. Water table. So within the brackets, deeper layers of the soil, deeper layers of the soil. చూడమ్మా రూట్ సిస్టమ్ ఇక్కడికి ఉంటే వాటర్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్స్ వై విచ్ ఇస్ నాట్ అవైలబుల్ టు ద ప్లాంట్ బాడీ. ఓకేనా? సో రూట్ సిస్టమ్ ఇక్కడ వరకే ఉంది కానీ వాటర్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్స్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో not available to the plant. Next, very very important, write down capillary water. So capillary water, so very very important type of water. So capillary water, listen to me. So this is the pore space. Okay, this is the pore space in which water is present in the pore spaces. Okay, it remains free in the pore spaces. That's why root hair absorb this kind of water. Okay, the water which is present in the pore spaces is called as capillary water. Pore spaces లో ఉన్నటువంటి వాటర్ ను capillary water అనాలి. ఓకేనా? దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ విచ్ ఈస్ అవైలబుల్ టు ద ప్లాంట్ బాడీ. రైట్. సో note down, very very important. This kind of water is present in the pore spaces, in the pore spaces okay, pore spaces, which is available underline important, which is available to the plant body. So available to the roots. Elagana mention cheyandi, no problem. Yes, tell me. How plants absorb water? So already discussed. Okay, and also we have studied in the first year syllabus. So this is the primary structure of the root. Okay, right? So this is the meristematic region. So meristematic region. So region of meristematic activity. Right. So this is the root cap. Right. So this is region of elongation. So elongation zone. Okay. Right. So this is the region of maturation. So here millions of root hair. So root hairs are unicellular, elongated, okay, tubular structures. So this is the region of maturation. Okay. So these are root hair. Millions of root hair present in the region of maturation. Okay. They help in absorption of water as well as mineral ions. So minerals, water and minerals. Okay, tell me. So the process of absorption of water and minerals from soil to root hair. So root hairs absorb water and minerals from the soil. Okay, which is entirely osmotic process. Osmotic. Okay, right. So it is a kind of diffusion. It is a kind of diffusion. Okay, na? So let us start. So absorption and movement of water by root hair is takes place by two methods, in two ways, namely apoplastic. So apoplastic pathway. So apoplastic pathway, and next one is symplastic. So symplastic pathway, very very important. Okay, so I will explain by using diagram. Okay, so draw the diagram, right? So this is the outermost layer of the root, is called as epidermis. Epidermis. Okay, so this is the root hair. So root hair. Okay, so tell me, innermost layer of the cortex is called as endodermis. So this is the endodermal layer. Endodermal layer. Okay, right. So endodermal cells are characterized by the presence of Casparian stripes. So Casparian stripes, Casparian thickenings. Okay, so I have already told you at certain places endodermal cell is without Casparian stripe, is called as passage cell. Is called as passage cell. So this is the passage cell. Okay, right. So inside the steel, this is the xylem strand. Xylem strand. Okay, within the xylem. So this is protoxylem. So this is the metaxylem. So this is the protoxylem and this is the metaxylem. Okay, right. So come to cortex. Right. This is the cortex. These are cortical cells. So general cortex. So these are cortical cells. Listen to me carefully. Very simple difference between apoplast pathway and symplastic pathway. Try to understand. Yes. So these are cortical cells, nothing but parenchymal cells. Okay. Come to apoplastic pathway. Listen to me. Apoplast, nothing but non the root of water takes place exclusively through intercellular spaces and cell walls. Okay, So the movement of water is takes place exclusively through intercellular spaces and cell walls. But water never crosses the plasma membrane. So never enter the cell. Water cell lopaliki enter kaadu. Okay. So the movement of water is takes place only outside the cell. I mean through intercellular spaces and cell walls. Okay, na? Right. So this is apoplastic pathway. Write down definition. The movement of water is takes place. The movement of water is takes place through intercellular spaces, and cell walls exclusively. Exclusively. Okay. So listen to me. So in apoplastic pathway, there is no barrier for the movement of water. There is no barrier. Write down. In apoplastic pathway, there is no barrier for the movement of water. Okay. Yes. So I will explain, okay, in detail about these two pathways, okay, as well as simplistic. Time is over. Okay. Maybe tomorrow is a holiday, but see the message. Okay, after a few hours. Okay. Okay. Leave the meeting.